Have you ever stopped to think about what it really means to live a life of abundance? Many people think of wealth, success, power, but is that all there is to it? I've come to show you a much deeper path, a path where every step brings purpose and every moment is filled with peace that the world can't give. Today, I want to reveal something that you may not yet have understood. Life in abundance is not about having more, but about being complete. It's about breaking the chains that limit you, abandoning emptiness and discovering a fullness that only God's love can fill. If you feel that you are just surviving, that your days pass without real meaning, I invite you to stay and discover what lies beyond what you see. Get ready for an encounter with true abundance, an invitation to a transformation that could change everything. Are you ready for that? Have you ever looked at your own life and felt that something was missing? Isn't it curious that often, even surrounded by things we've achieved, goals reached and dreams realized, we still feel an emptiness, a restlessness that seems to have no end? I've come to tell you that there is a kind of life far beyond what the world offers you. A life of abundance that is not measured by what we have, but by who we are and the peace we carry within. This abundance is a promise, and this promise is for you, exactly as you are, without having to prove anything. Abundance, in the sense I've shared with you, is not an accumulation of goods or status. It's fullness. It's the feeling of being complete, of knowing that you are loved, and of living each day with a greater purpose. Many seek to fill their days with external things, but true abundance is an inner state that transcends any circumstance. It's not something you buy, it's something you live. When I talk about abundance, I'm talking about a peace that springs up even in the midst of difficulties, a joy that doesn't shake, and a meaning that gives value to even the simplest moments. And perhaps you're asking yourself, but how can I live this abundant life that you say is possible? Look around and see how the world leads you to seek fulfillment in everything that is fleeting. The world pushes you to chase after things that, in the end, don't have the power to sustain your soul. And I know it's not easy to break free from this cycle. After all, you live in a time where haste is the rule and comparison is constant. But I want you to know that the abundance I offer is available to you, no matter what your situation, no matter what you've done or failed to do. The path is accessible, but it requires you to look inwards and reassess what is really valuable. I want you to imagine your life as a tree for a moment. A tree that grows healthy and fruitful is one that has deep roots and is constantly nourished. It doesn't just depend on the rains that come and go, but is strengthened by something that comes from within the earth. This is the abundant life I offer you. It's a life with deep roots in something solid, that remains, and that no one can take away from you. This kind of life is not shaped by external circumstances, but by the roots of peace, faith, and purpose that are cultivated within. That is the life I wish for you. A life that, even when the world seems to be falling apart around you, remains firm, full, and meaningful. A life where you find meaning in every moment, where your heart knows it is safe, even if everything around you seems uncertain. That's the secret of abundant life, and that's what I want to share with you. It is a truth that is not far away, that is not for a select group, but for everyone who believes and wants to open up to a new way of living. And perhaps you're asking yourself, why do so many people still live so far from this peace, so far from this fullness that you describe? I see the hearts of many of you, and I know how much life can seem like a constant struggle, a succession of days in which you strive just to survive. How many of you don't wake up in the morning with a weight on your chest, facing each day as a seemingly endless battle? Maybe you have dreams and goals, but you feel as if you're stuck in a cycle, as if something is stopping you from living beyond the routine of just surviving. Life in abundance seems like a distant promise, something that may never be achieved. But I want to tell you that this feeling of being trapped doesn't have to be your reality. We live in times where fear, anxiety, and insecurity have become commonplace. Many carry the weight of other people's expectations, trying to fit into standards, into social pressures that dictate how we should live. And in doing so, they end up losing touch with what truly matters. Survival mode is often an automatic response to these challenges, a natural defense to deal with the pressures and fears that the world imposes. But this is not the life I dreamed up for you. There is a greater purpose, a freedom that goes beyond this constant struggle. I came so that you would have peace, so that your hearts would be at rest, even in the midst of difficulties. But the truth is that many of you have built your lives on foundations that are not solid. When you try to stand only on your own strength, your achievements, or the standards that the world imposes, you become vulnerable, like a house built on sand. When storms come, and they always do, you are shaken and afraid. What I want is for you to stand on rock, to find a firm and secure foundation. Think about the areas of your life where you feel you are just surviving. Maybe it's at work, where the pressure is so great that you forget to ask yourself why you're there. Or maybe it's in relationships, where you feel like you're giving more than you're getting, carrying the weight of pleasing others, but forgetting what's really good for your heart. Or maybe you're trying to find meaning and happiness in achievements that never seem to be enough. The world will tell you that you always need something more, but I want you to know, the abundance you seek is not in things, but in a transformation that starts from within. It's time to look beyond this survival mode. The abundant life I offer you is not a life free of problems, but it is a life in which problems are no greater than the peace that dwells within you. When you begin to live with this peace, difficulties become opportunities to strengthen your faith, to learn and grow, and not to bring you down. I want you to feel that each day has a purpose, that each morning brings new possibilities, and that even in the midst of storms, you can find unshakable peace. But for this to happen, you need to identify what, inside you, is still preventing this full life from manifesting. What are these internal blockages, these invisible barriers that still imprison you? When I look at each and every one of you, I see the struggles you are fighting within yourself. These are conflicts that you often can't even put into words. You carry fears, doubts, and sometimes even a feeling that you are not worthy of a full life. These are the obstacles that dwell within you, internal blockages that prevent true abundance from manifesting. I want you to know that these feelings are understandable, and they don't make you less loved or less valuable. However, if you allow them to settle in your heart, these barriers become walls that separate you from the peace I offer you. Fear, for example, is one of the biggest thieves of abundance. The fear of failure, of not being accepted, of not being enough. This fear can arise from past experiences, from words that have been said to you, from moments of rejection or failures that have scarred your heart. I know how much it hurts to remember those moments, but I'm here to tell you that you are not defined by your past. The fear that holds you back doesn't have to stay with you. Living fully also means learning to let go of these weights and trusting that there is something greater guiding you. Another powerful barrier is doubt. Doubt that you are loved, doubt that there is a purpose in your life, doubt that you can find true peace. Doubt undermines faith and makes the heart close to receiving what I have to offer. When you allow doubt to dominate, it robs you of your ability to believe in what you don't yet see. But I want you to know that faith is a process, a journey that starts small but can grow every day. Don't beat yourself up so much, but open yourself up to the small step of trust, and you'll see that doubt loses its place. As well as fear and doubt, there is also the pain of resentment. Often you carry hurts from situations that happened in the past, people who hurt you, injustices that still weigh on your heart. I understand how difficult it is to forgive and let go, but resentment is a chain that imprisons. As long as you keep these ties, you are limiting your own freedom to live fully. I'm not asking you to forget, but to allow me to heal these wounds. Only then, with a free heart, can you experience true abundance. Then there are the expectations and pressures you place on yourself, believing that you need to be perfect, that you need to have all the answers, that you need to meet the standards that the world imposes. These burdens are heavy, and I don't want you to carry them alone. The abundance I offer is for those who accept being authentic, for those who recognize their limitations, and accept the love that comes even in the midst of imperfections. I want you to know that being imperfect is not an obstacle to fullness. On the contrary, it is an essential part of the journey, because it is in your weakness that I show you my strength. When you begin to identify and understand these blocks, you are taking the first step towards living in freedom. Let me walk alongside you on this journey, helping you to let go of each of these burdens. Because by letting go, you'll make room for something new, something that will connect you with the true essence of abundant life. And that essence, in fact, lies in the simplest and most precious things that I want to teach you. To live a life of abundance, you need to learn to cultivate some essential elements in your heart, seeds that will sprout and transform the way you see the world around you. These elements are not difficult to understand, but they require practice, patience, and a sincere willingness to grow in spirit. They are not magic formulas, but principles that, when applied, bring peace and meaning to your days, however challenging they may be. In each of them, I offer a new perspective, a path that transforms your outlook and your experience of life. The first of these elements is faith. Faith is the basis of everything. It's believing that there is something greater guiding your steps, even when the path seems uncertain. Faith is the light that illuminates the dark moments and the impetus that keeps you moving forward. When you live with faith, you learn to trust and surrender your worries, knowing that you are not alone. Faith allows you to see beyond the circumstances, seeing possibilities where before there were only limitations. It's not blind faith, but trust based on the love I have for you, a love that is eternal and unshakable. Gratitude is another fundamental pillar. In a world that constantly tells you to seek more, to never be satisfied, gratitude teaches you to value what you already have, to see the blessings that often go unnoticed. Being grateful doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but recognizing that even in the midst of them, there are reasons to be grateful. When you adopt an attitude of gratitude, your life is filled with peace, because you begin to realize the abundance that is already present in the small and precious things of everyday life. And this gratitude opens doors for me to shower you with even more blessings. Another essential element is love for others. The love I propose is not just a feeling, but a daily choice to put yourself in the other person's shoes, to forgive, to serve, and to help. When you love, it's as if you open the doors of your heart so that my presence can dwell in you. This love is not restricted to those who please you or repay you, but extends even to those who challenge you. Living in abundance also means living in communion, learning to see each person as a reflection of my love. And know that when you love another person, you are actually experiencing the fullness you so desperately seek. And purpose couldn't be missing. Living without purpose is like sailing aimlessly, but when you understand that each step has a meaning and that your life is part of something bigger, you find new motivation. Purpose isn't just something grand and distant. It's in your day-to-day actions, in the choices you make, and in the little things you do with intention and love. I created you with a unique purpose, and to live abundantly is to live according to it. When you align your life with your purpose, you feel the peace and satisfaction of knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Finally, in order to live abundantly, you have to learn to rest. In a world that demands so much of you, where the rush and the demands never stop, rest becomes an act of faith. Resting is trusting that you don't have to carry everything yourself, that there are things that only I can do for you. It's knowing that by letting go of control and letting me take care of it, you will be renewed. This rest is different from physical sleep. It is a rest of the soul, which strengthens you and renews you to continue on your path. These elements, faith, gratitude, love, purpose, and rest, are the foundations of an abundant life. They transform your perspective and open your eyes to a reality where peace and love prevail. And it is through these attitudes that you will begin to experience true fullness, feeling that every moment, however simple, has a profound meaning. Now let's look at how this abundant life can be lived in the small actions of everyday life, where you will realize that, with each choice, you can build a little more of this divine reality that I dream of for you. The abundant life I offer you is not something distant. reserved only for great moments or glory days. It's actually built on the simple actions and daily choices you make. Every day is a new opportunity to live fully, in peace, and connected to the greater purpose that exists for you. Abundance begins to manifest itself in small gestures, in the thoughts you cultivate, and in the way you interact with the world around you. It is in the simplicity of everyday life that I want you to find fulfillment. Imagine, for example, how the act of being present in each moment can transform your perception. Often, we are so stuck in the past or worried about the future that we forget to live in the now. Each time you allow yourself to be whole in the present moment, you make room for peace and gratitude. It is here and now that abundance is available to you. When you drink coffee in the morning, you smell the aroma and taste the flavor. When you talk to someone, you listen with your heart. When you walk, you feel the ground beneath your feet. These moments are small, but when lived with presence, they become sources of joy and gratitude. Another important aspect is the way you deal with adversity. Everyone faces difficult days, moments of pain and uncertainty, but the way you react to them can make all the difference. When you choose to face challenges with faith and patience, understanding that they are also part of the journey, you are cultivating an abundant life. Instead of letting fear and anguish overwhelm you, try putting the situation in my hands and trusting that everything will be transformed. This act of trust turns adversity into learning and brings your heart closer to the peace that the world cannot give. How about looking at your relationships? A full life is also a life lived in love and communion. Every interaction is an opportunity to express kindness, to practice forgiveness, and to see others with compassion. Instead of just going through the motions, stop for a moment and ask yourself how you can make a difference in the lives of those around you. With every smile, with every word of encouragement, you are spreading the abundance that dwells within you. And when you truly love, you realize that it is there, in the sincere exchange with others, that life becomes richer and more meaningful. I also want you to think about the small decisions you make every day. Decisions that seem insignificant, but which, over time, shape your character and build your journey. Every choice you make towards what is good, just and true is a step towards an abundant life. Choose to feed your mind with what edifies. Choose to practice patience and generosity. It's not big gestures that transform a life, but the constancy of small steps. Every morning you have the chance to start again and choose to live with intention, knowing that every decision is a seed planted. Thus, life in abundance is a continuous journey, made up of present moments, overcoming difficulties, loving others, and making conscious choices. It is not a final destination, but a way of walking that brings peace and joy with every step. This is where the secret of fullness lies, in living each day as a gift that I offer you. And over time, you will see that this abundance begins to flow naturally, touching everything around you, filling your life with meaning and love. Because at the end of each day, it is in this constant journey that true abundance is revealed, in the silence of the heart and in the peace that surpasses all understanding. At the end of this journey, I want you to know that living a life of abundance following my teachings is not a path without challenges, but it is a path full of rewards that transform your heart and renew your spirit. Every step you take towards peace, faith, and love deepens your experience of life, bringing a joy that the world cannot take away. Remember that I am by your side in every moment, and that, with perseverance and faith, you will discover a deeper meaning and a truer purpose in each day. If this message has touched your heart, I want to invite you to leave your support, as a sign of gratitude and as a way of bringing this word to more people. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this message with anyone you believe needs encouragement, renewed hope. Your presence here is precious, and I thank you for having accompanied me to the end. May this peace and abundance always accompany you.